Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? Wancheka Radio. Be flamboyant.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, the NNPC, said that the drop in power generation could have been triggered by the continuous rejection of load by the distribution companies due to frequency management. The corporation disclosed this in a statement signed by the Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, by Ndu Ugamadu today in Abuja. Ugamadu said the power generation dropped by 712 megawatts on August 13 compared to the previous day's generation, adding that output from the hydropower plants and some gas-fired stations, including Igni in Lagos, suffered a decline. He reassured Nigerians of the availability of enough gas for power generation, noting that the recent drop of electricity generation was as a result of some factors outside the NNPC's control. He said NNPC, as critical partners in the electricity generation matrix, was willing to work with other stakeholders to resolve the temporary setback in line with the federal government's aspiration for the power sector. The federal government and the Chinese firm NetDragon Websoft Holdings Limited have started a process to establish digital education institutes and provide smart learning classrooms across the country, a presidential aide has said. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, Adejoke Adefulire, made this known to State House correspondents after a meeting with officials of the Chinese firm in the presidential villa. The meeting, which was attended by the acting President Yemi Osinbajo, is in line with government's commitment to providing quality education to Nigerian children as stipulated in Goal 4 of the SDGs. Adefulire said the partnership was also designed to facilitate investment in the information communication technology industry by building IT incubators, digital studios, and software outsourcing and training hubs. According to her, it is geared towards the creation of new jobs in the area of technology and innovation. She said the stakeholders were looking at the possibility of working with the company to expand the horizon and ensure that Nigeria promoted digital economy and digital education. The Lagos state government is to buy life-saving quick response boats in an effort to tackle emergencies on its waterways more efficiently. State Commissioner for Transportation Oladipo Olonsun made the disclosure in an interview with newsmen. Lawanson said the state government was committed to ensuring safety of people using waterways as a means of transport in the state. According to him, the government periodically distributes free life jackets to jetties to save lives on waterways. The commissioner said that there was at least a guard in every jetty in the state to properly kit passengers before any journey. Lawanson added that the government would set up a security institution on water transport. Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode on the 27th of July expressed his administration's commitment to providing critical infrastructure and the enabling environment for investors to participate in the ongoing efforts to revamp the state water transport sector. He said the sector remained critical to tackling traffic congestion in that state. In international news, a report published today, according to UNICEF, said migrant children sent back to their home countries from the US and Mexico often face a situation worse than that which they were originally trying to escape. The agency said they are likely to experience an intensification of factors, including violence, poverty, lack of opportunities, stigmatization, social exclusion, and internal displacement that drove them to migrate in the first place. The idea that migrant children can simply be reintegrated into their communities is, quote, more complicated, and poor families often finance such a move by selling all their belongings and property or by taking huge loans, and so children then have nowhere to which they can return. They end up in deep debt or targeted by gangs, according to UNICEF Regional Director for Latin America and the Caribbean, Maria Cristina Percival, and that increases the chances that they will try to migrate again, she added. More than 300 news outlets are launching a campaign this Thursday to counter President Donald Trump's attacks and promote a free press. The Boston Globe made the call last week for a nationwide denouncement of the president's, quote, dirty war against the media, using the hashtag enemy of none. Trump has called media reports fake news and attacked journalists as enemies of the people. The Boston Globe has pledged to write an editorial on the dangers of the administration's assault on the press on the 16th of August and asked others to do the same. The initial positive response from 100 news organizations has grown closer to 350, with major U.S. national newspapers and smaller local outlets answering the call, along with international publications like the UK newspaper The Guardian. The National Bureau of Statistics on Wednesday released the Consumer Price Index in business, which measures inflation, with the index dropping by 0.09 percentage points from 11.23% in June to 11.14% in July. The Bureau in the report said this was the 18th consecutive disinflation in headline index. The NBS report further said the urban inflation rate eased by 11.66% year-on-year in July 2018 from 11.68% recorded in June 2018. On the other hand, it said rural inflation rate remained stable at 10.83% in July of 2018. On the food index, the NBS report said this rose by 12.85% in July compared to 12.98% recorded in June. This, it noted, represented the 10th consecutive decline in year-on-year food inflation since September 2017. The report said the rise in the food index was caused by increases in prices of potatoes, yam and other tubers, vegetables, bread and cereals, fish oils, and fats, as well as fruits. MTN Nigeria on Wednesday signed a 7-year 200 billion naira medium-term loan facility with a consortium of 12 banks, with FBN Quest acting as the facility agent. The telecommunication company said the credit facility would allow it to fund its capital expenditure, roll out infrastructure, and extend its reach to rural communities. According to the company, the facility is structured with a 2-year moratorium and a repayment plan of 5 years. Speaking at the signing ceremony in the presence of key partners, stakeholders and journalists in Lagos, the chairman MTN Nigeria, Pascal Dozier, said the partnership with banks would have a lot of influence on its operations, saying that the funds would be used to introduce more Nigerians to the internet. Dozier, who was represented by a director in the company, Gbenga Oyebode, said despite the pressure that Nigerian banks were subjected to, they had continued to support MTN's strides towards growing and expanding its operations to satisfy its customers. The Chief Executive Officer, MTN Nigeria, Ferdy Moolman, expressed enthusiasm at the completion of the agreement, saying it showed MTN's commitment to and confidence in Nigeria. In entertainment news, Cardi B is set to open this year's MTV Video Music Awards, her first live performance since becoming a mother. The rapper has been due to support Bruno Mars on a tour but pulled out last month after the birth of her daughter, Culture. The 25-year-old shared MTV's announcement on Instagram with a caption, "See you there." This year's VMAs takes place on Monday, the 20th of August, with 10 nominations. It could be a busy night for Cardi B. She's up for Artist of the Year, Best New Artist, and Best Hip Hop Video for Bati Cardi, a duet with 21 Savage. Cardi's debut album, Invasion of Privacy, was released in April, reaching number 5 in the UK. She's best known for her hits Bodak Yellow and I Like It, which has become one of the biggest hits of the summer. In outer sports, where Argentina captain Lionel Messi has ruled himself out of 2 friendlies in the US next month, a source at the Argentine Football Association told newsmen on Wednesday. The source, confirming widespread reports in Argentine media, said the FC Barcelona forward would miss the games against Guatemala and Colombia and possibly more. Reports said Messi was still disappointed over Argentina's poor showing at the 2018 FIFA World Cup, where they were eliminated at the last 16 stage by eventual winners France. He will not go to Los Angeles for the September 7th match against Guatemala or to New Jersey to face Colombia 4 days later. Interim coach Lionel Scaloni is due to announce his squad for the games by next Monday. It is not the first time Messi has decided to take time out from international duty. He retired after Argentina lost the 2016 Copa America final, their 3rd defeat in a major final in 3 years, but he changed his mind 2 months later. Argentine officials hope the 31-year-old will do the same after a short break and are keen to encourage the 5 times World Player of the Year to return. Those are the major news stories for today. I'm Olufisayomi Awuwadi.
Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? One Checker Radio. Be flamboyant.